Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Aiden. As you can see by the title of this live stream, I have thought of more things to have in F1 2019 or in F1 2020. Now, I was thinking about these yesterday, but I had some stuff going on, so I didn't bother streaming it. So, these, I would say, would mainly be in F1 2019, but it would also be nice for it to be in F1 2020 due to it being more interesting. And like I said to you all in the previous live stream that I did, if anyone has any ideas about things to have in F1 2019 or F1 2020, then let me know in the comment section down below. But most of these are just for F1 2019, but hopefully they can be put into F1 2020. So number one is team radios. Now, team radios for me, I would say it isn't all that good, because you had F2 and then you get told that Lucas Weber wants to get past you, and you're like, alright, this is gonna be, moving into F1. We've got team radios now, that's good. So if we're slower than our teammate, then we're gonna more or less let him have to, get past, let him push on so he can get the points for the team. But when you moved on from F2 into F1, all the team radios and all that are just gone. So it is really upsetting, because we got told that team radios are in the game now. So I'm like, alright, so in F1 2019, you're faster than your teammate. He gets told to let you by because you're faster than him, you can get the points for the team, or the other way round. He tells you that he needs to get by. You're slower than him, he's faster, he can get the points and that, but it's just gone. You only had it for F2 for Lucas Weber, like I said. If any of you have played F2, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But it's upsetting that, team radios are just vanished, and it would be very nice to have them in F1 2019 and also 2020. Anyways, moving on. Number two is a must have in this game, and that's penalties for the AI for causing collisions. Now, for those who watched my career mode that I did, you'll know that Lando Norris took me out, and he only got a warning for it. I feel like the AI are being let off badly with collisions, and they don't get a warning. If it's like so little, then I understand that a warning is what it is, but it's annoying when they get a warning for the heavy collisions. Like when I'm on the straight, for example, and the AI want to do that fake move to the left, then go to the right, they don't do that for me. They move to the left, they stick to it, and then they want to move to the right when they're like behind me a little. So when they move to the right, I end up getting spun out, and then my race is ruined. And I'm saying to myself, alright, should I restart? Should I just, live with it? But when I look at the race director, it says the driver's name and it says warning. So, Codemasters, please, for the AI, if they cause a massive collision, just give them a penalty, because it is really frustrating that when the AI do cause collisions, like for my career mode in Season 2 with Red Bull, George Russell spun me out. I lived with it, moved on, but then he also caused a collision with Alexander Albon, and yet again he got another warning. And these collisions were that bad that it brought out a safety car. And then I'm like, all right, so if these collisions are so bad, but yet the AI is still getting freaking warnings for it, then what is the coding for the AI for this game, for the penalty system for them? Like, I feel like it's just so little, and it just needs to be sorted, Codemaster. So please, if anybody sees this live stream, please just send it out to Codemasters to get them the warning of, alright, we need to sort out the penalty system coding for the AI, because in Monaco especially, anything can happen in that race. And I'm just like, alright, if a major crash happens with the AI, then are they going to get a penalty for it? And they don't. I saw one where Kimi Räikkönen caused a collision with Lucas Weber, and it caused a massive pile-up. It caused a safety car, and they only got warnings for it. I'm like, I just don't understand this. So please, Codemasters, penalties for AI, for causing collisions, like bad ones, then they do need penalties, like 5 seconds, like Vettel got in Britain. He caused a collision with Verstappen, he got a penalty for it. Why can't the AI have that happen to them in this career mode, or for the AI in general? Anyways, moving on. AI aggression tweaked a little. Now, a lot of people may be fuming about me saying this, but obviously I understand that the AI aggression this year is top notch. It's like in real life, you know, they go for the dive bombs, they don't leave the room and all that. But for a little while, me playing this game, the AI sometimes just, when you're alongside them, they move to the right like you're not there. Like for Australia, the main issue that I have is when you have that straight, then you swerve, like you go to the left, then the right. It's like a little snake section. The AI, for me, go for the craziest moves in that area. I'm not even alongside the AI, and I go for the corner, and then out of nowhere, they don't brake a road. They try and make the move, but then they end up corner cutting, and then causing them to slam into you, and your race potentially ruined. And as I was saying about the penalties for the AI, it's just not there, and I'm just so confused that where is the coding in this game for the, you know, aggression of the AI, penalties and all that. It's just really annoying. But if anybody likes the AI aggression, that's fine. But for me personally, I just feel like it just needs to be tweaked a little bit. I'm not saying fully to the point where we can do crazy dive bombs on them that we could do in F1 2010, 2011, 12, 13, etc. It's just that little bit where it's tweaked to the point where, like, if we're alongside them and we've got the line, then they back out of it and then they try and do a switchback move. That's the kind of AI aggression that I would like, you know. So if anybody don't agree with me, that's fine. But in my opinion, I feel like just the AI aggression needs to be tweaked just a little bit. But anyways, number 4 is realistic crashes. Now, a lot of people may be like, alright, what the heck are you talking about? As you can see in the real life Grand Prix with, for example, Valtteri Bottas, he ended up mistaking the corner and he ended up crashing out, and then it got red flagged. So that would be nice for the AI to have that kind of crashing system going on. So if the AI take the corner wrong, then they just slide out. Like Vettel did at Bahrain with Hamilton. He spun out. That would be nice for the AI to have something realistic about their crashes instead of just like having a crash, parking up, and that's it. They're out. So with Hulkenberg as well, like he ended up having a collision with, I believe it was Grosjean, and it was upside down and it caused the safety car and all that. It would just be nice for Codemasters to add in some realism about the crashes for the AI instead of them just not really having the realism to them. It's just, oh, it's just a crash. You get a warning, not a 5-second penalty whatsoever. That's that. So it would be nice to have some realism to the crashes, but obviously me saying all these and they may not ever be added to the game, that's fine. It's better to get my thoughts out there than keep them in my mind and not telling you all about them. But anyways, number 5 is new dialogue for the engineer. Now obviously I have not played F1 games since F1 2013 like properly. I'm not sure of like what the engineer says and what the dialogue is and that, but it would just be nice to have some new dialogue for the engineer, Jeff, I believe his name is, and he's just saying the same stuff over and over and over again. It's just, it gets to the point where you're like, alright, this is quite annoying. You know, you tell him to shut up because he's always talking to you, and you're just so baffled of why he keeps saying the same stuff. But it would just be nice, for example, like it tells you about your teammate, like your teammate is doing well in this race, can you do better than him? You know, something like that. I'm not saying that it needs to be something like that. There's something like about your teammate, like I said, your teammate is doing better than you in this race, please do better. Or if your teammate just did the craziest dive bomb, the engineer be like, your teammate has done an overtake on Lando Norris. Depends what team you're in. Like for me, I'm with Racing Point, so we're fighting more or less like the McLaren, and we're fighting, I would say, Williams, Toro Rosso, Haas, and that. So it would just be nice for Jeff to be like, alright, Sergio Perez has just passed Lando Norris on the straights, and that would be like, alright, cool, you know, he's done that, you know, can I do that? It gives you somewhat an encouragement to do better than your teammate, to get that reputation increased. Like if you have your teammate doing one move, then can you make 2 or 3 moves on the straight? That's what I mean by having a new dialogue for the engineer. But anyways, moving on. Number 6, different celebrations for when we win races, go into PARC FERME and on the podium. Now as you see, when you win a race, or you come in P2 or 3, and when you get out of the car, it's just arms in the air, left and right, then you jump down. It would just be nice to have something different in the game celebration system, whatever you bloody want to call it, because it's just to the point where now, you know, you win a race if you're with Mercedes or Ferrari, and then you just get out of the car and then you're doing left and right, arms in the air, jump down, yay, that's it. I'm like, alright, that's not really a celebration in my opinion. Like in real life, you just have all these crazy celebrations and that, and especially on the podium, they have something different. They don't do the same shit over and over and over and over and over again. It's just like on the podium 1, 2, and 3, the second driver, who came second obviously, sprays champagne in the face and that's it, and then the first driver is spraying champagne all over, and it's just that same shit, different race, same shit, different race, and I can keep going on because it'll get annoying. That's what it's like with me. I don't know what about you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, but for me it would just be nice to have different celebrations, and it would just bring that realism to the game. Now I know, obviously, like I said, if it cannot be done, it cannot be done because of possibly getting copyrights on YouTube and that. It'll look, too realistic and stuff like that. But different celebrations would just be really nice. When we're in races, we can jump into our teammates, like Lewis Hamilton did with the barrier. He jumped forward with his crew, and they were all excited and that. On the podium, something different. It would just be really nice. And obviously when I'm talking about when we win races, it's just like hand in the air, like, yeah, we've done it. And it would just be really nice to have something really different. Like if we win, we clap our hands and we get excited, and we can park up, we can do donuts and that. It would just be really, really cool, Codemasters, to have something like this into the game. Like we win races, that's that. We can't really do anything else other than go in a straight line, hand in the air, that's it. PARC FERME, same celebration. Podium, same celebration. I just would like something really different for F1 2019. And also, if it can be done for F1 2020, then it would be very nice as well. So, moving on. Number 7 is able to park up when we DNF instead of going to a grey screen. Now, I'm not sure how many people have spoken about this, but maybe Arva has done this. I'm not too sure. But obviously, when you DNF, you just have the grey screen and you just, get told to retire or something like that. It would just be nice to have that failure, whether it's a mechanical issue, like gearbox issue, like engine issue, or we have smoke at the back of our car. It would just be really nice to have that ability to park up, and if we park up badly, then it'll cause a safety car. But if we can park up correctly, then yellow flags, maybe not a safety car. But it would just be really nice to have that realism, to able to park up and to have our decision of where we want to do it. And if it's bad, like I said, then it'll cause a safety car. Number 8 is obviously for F1 2019. I doubt that he'll be in F1 2020, but different helmet design for Lucas Weber. Now I know a lot of people say Weber or Weber, but it is actually Weber. But anyways, different helmet design for Lucas. Now obviously with Devon Butler, he's got like a really, I would say, fancy design, but with Lucas he's just got a plain, no offense Codemasters, but he's got a really ugly helmet. And I know that he had it in F2, but what I would like to have seen is possibly for F2 we have this helmet for Devon and Lucas. Then for F1 we've got something different for them. But I like Devon's helmet, but I just don't like Devon himself. But Lucas Weber, I believe that he needs a brand new helmet, like a spanking brand new helmet design, because in my opinion it's just not really looking nice. And if you had like a better helmet design for him, add like the Germany flag and his number 70 on the front of the helmet, and if it goes into like different teams. Now I know this is going to sound crazy and it might not be done, but can it be possible? When he moves to different teams, he has that team logo on his helmet. Like for now, he's with Renault, whatever bloody Renault logo is. He has that on the front of his helmet. If he's with Mercedes, he has that Mercedes brand. If he's not like brand but logo, it might be, you know, copyright and all that. But I'm just bringing these ideas out. You know, it's what it is. If it can't be done, it can't be done. But it's better to get it out there than it is to keep them in your mind. But anyways, different helmet design for Lucas Weber, because the one that he has is just horrendous. Codemasters, please, can you just sort something out for him and give him something better? Anyways, number 9 is front wing damage when riding on a bumpy side of the area of the track, like Ricciardo did in Australia. He went to the right and he ended up going onto that bumpy side and ended up having front wing damage. It would just be nice if that happened to us and the AI especially. Now I know for Abu Dhabi, you're on that left side and it's just bumpy. Most of the times I end up going over there and mistakenly, and I just end up riding the bumps and all that, and my front wing is just there perfectly. But in real life, if you had that happen to you, then it may be potential that you could have front wing damage fully, or you end up having just a little bit. But it would just be nice to have that, like I keep saying, realism to a game, where if you ride on a bumpy side of the surface of the track, it'll just give you that front wing damage, and you'll obviously need to pit in for a new front wing. But that's it all for the that's all of it, sorry, to the front wing damage when riding on bumpy areas of the track. Number 10, now Tom97 did this in his career mode, where he added more shine to the wheels like it is in real life. So it's a short one, but the way the tyres look, they have that shine in that, but after like 2 or 3 laps they start losing that shine, which is understandable, because if you're pushing hard, the tyres start to lose the shine in that. But it would just be nice to add a bit more shine to the wheels and make the car really look nice. Anyways, number 11 is more damage to the tyres, the higher percentage. Now, obviously with the way we are in F1 in this game, the tyres and all that, they just look dull. It would just be nice to have, like, I would say, lumps on the front left tyre, or like you would see like lines going down, that means like rips and that. And when I'm talking about the new dialogue for the engineer, he calls into you and he's like, alright, your tyres are starting to rip, come into the pit and box for new tyres, something like that. It would just be really nice to have that kind of design to the wheels, where once you like really push into the point where you're wanting to become the best of the rest, basically, your tyres start to ripple, and the more you start to push, the more your tyres could potentially be damaged. But the higher percentage, like I would say 60%, that's probably when the tyres start to get more damaged to you, and potentially you could have a puncture. It would just be nice to have that. And number 12, the most important one, because of the crazy amount of crashes that I've had in my career mode, season 2, it's not been shown around, but it's just been absolutely crazy, especially at Monaco. At the front, I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Weber, when I was talking about Kimi Räikkönen and Weber, They had a crash and it caused them a pile-up. Both of them got a warning for it, but it was just that bad of a pile-up where there was just no red flags. So that is a must for F1 2019, not just F1 2020 onwards. F1 2019, bring back the red flags, because there is no F1 game without the red flags. It isn't really F1 if you don't have red flags in the game. So it would just be really, really nice to have that in the game, and just when we have bad crashes, red flags. And as I move on to the dialogue for the engineer, he tells you that the session has been red flagged, return to the pits, and we get our chance to drive to the pits instead of just going grey screen, black screen, whatever, and we're at the pits waiting for the race to restart. It would just add that really nice effect to the point where we have a bad crash, red flag, get the chance to drive to the pits, then we go into the garage, and possibly a helicopter view of the crash and the driver's getting out of the car, walking away, the car gets lifted up by the crane or whatever, and once all the debris has been cleared, it would just be really, really nice to have that effect to the point where, you know, red flags have happened, we get to the pits, wait until the crash is cleared. Maybe not an helicopter view, but it would just be nice to have that effect of red flags, drive through the pits, see the crash getting cleared, helicopter view wise, and seeing the cars get lifted up. And I know I'm possibly going too far with this, but it would just be, like I said, really nice to have that happen. Number 13 is fix the helicopters in the game. I saw in Arava's video where he was at Abu Dhabi at 7 minutes whatever seconds, there was a helicopter view and it just vanished. And I'm like, alright, I've seen that in my career mode as well. Like, there's been a helicopter on the screen and it's just vanished. I'm like, alright, where the hell did that go? So please, Codemasters, pay attention to people's like YouTube videos. I know that you've got things sorted out and all that. I'm not saying this in a harsh way, but if you just pay attention to like people's YouTube videos and you can see what they're talking about and why they're talking about it, why they want it fixed and all this other stuff, then it would be really nice, you know, for this game to have a change. But number 13 is just fix the helicopters, because they're just so broken in this game, and it would just be really, really scary if it happened in real life. You know, you just see a helicopter in the air and it just vanishes. Freaking Illuminati confirmed. But just fix the helicopters, and therefore you'll not have any problems with helicopters vanishing. But anyways, number 14, drivers getting out of their cars after a crash slash engine failure, mechanical failure. I would just say DNF, but drivers getting out of their car after a DNF slash crash, whatever. Because obviously you see the driver just staying there, it does nothing, and you're like, alright, what's going on? Like, you're just speechless. Like, the driver just stays there and they don't do nothing other than just stay there. They ghost, and that's that. They vanish afterwards. To me, that's just, I know it's a game and that, but it is coming to the point where I really would like to see some realism in this game. So if, for example, Lando Norris, don't know why I chose him, Let's go with someone different actually. Someone I don't like. Lance Stroll. There's plenty of people I don't like in F1, but I took Lance Stroll's place, so let's go with him. Lance Stroll has a crash and he starts, hitting the wheel or anything, and then he gets out the car and it's like a yellow flag depending how bad the crash is. If it's really bad, then red flag. But you just see him getting out of the car and walking away. That would just be really, really nice to see that. When you're driving around and you have Lewis Hamilton have a mechanical failure, he pulls onto the side, and then when you're like behind or something, depends what car you're in, and then you walk by him and you see him walking off with the stewards and that, whoever's there, and you just see the crane coming down to pick up his car. It would just be nice to see that in the game, because it would just not be all that fun, just seeing it after many, many years of games of F1. F1 2020, 21, 22, you just see these cars just parking up and they're just doing nothing, and it's just the same celebrations when you win the race, when you go to PARC FERME, when you go to the podium. It's just the same shit, different race, same shit, different race, same shit, different race season. It's just like, why? Just why, Codemasters, are you doing this? Like, you're just draining the life of F1 in general. No offense, but I saw this like 3 times. Can anyone match Vettel? They just changed the colour, they just changed the scene and all that, but they still added in, can anyone match Vettel? It's just boring. So these things that I'm mentioning, just, I wouldn't say add all 14. Just, it would be really, really nice to have some of this happening. My main thing is red flags. It's a must. If we have it in the real life season and you're working with the real life F1 now, then it would just be nice to have red flags. Drivers getting out of their cars, fixing the helicopters, more damage to the tyres, front wing damage when we're going onto the curbs, able to park up when we DNF instead of going to a grey screen, new dialogue to the engineer, realistic crashes, AI aggression tweaked a little, just stuff like that. It would just be really nice to have the game. Penalties for AI causing collisions, it's a must. Team radios, I know I didn't really go into this as much because I was just trying to move on, but team radios such as the pits mainly, like Alva has spoken about this in his career mode, where he's like, alright, we're going into the pits and whoa, our teammate is coming in with us. It's a shame that we can't, tell our teammate to go on for one more race because we're going into the pits, so the next, pit stop, lap 12, you can come in because I'm going to the end of the race, that kind of thing. So it would just be nice to press L1 on the PS4 remote. Don't know what it is for Xbox. LT, I'm guessing. For the wheel, I'm not too sure, but it would just be nice to have that dialogue to tell our teammates to pit in the next lap because we're coming into lap 11. Also, if your teammate is doing badly and he's underperforming, not only for yourself as a teammate, but for the team in general, then we can tell him to push. Like we can for Grid Autosport. If you've played that game on the PS3, you know that you can tell your teammate to push for better positions. You can tell your teammate to slow down because he's getting a bit too rough. That kind of thing to team radios, it would just be really nice to have that momentum to the game where obviously like you're coming into lap 11, your teammate might be coming in with you, radio in, I'm pitting in this lap, tell teammate to pit in next lap, and then it happens, and then obviously your teammate gets to, for me it's Sergio Perez, it's my teammate, he goes to him and says, alright, pit in lap 12, Damon O'Sullivan's pitting in lap 11. Obviously you won't have you know, your name in there. I'm just saying that for example, but it's just more or less teammate, your teammate pitting in lap 11, you pitting lap 12, and it depends if you do a good call or a bad call, and that's when our reputation comes in. If we do a good call, our reputation after the race lifts up. If we do a bad call, then we decrease, because we're putting our teammate into bad positions, and we need the teammate to do better, not only for yourself, but not only for himself, but the team in general. Or you could get a sack, someone else can fit his place, or he moves to a different team and someone else comes into that team with you, that kind of thing. So if you're doing bad and you're like, you know, causing misery to your teammate, then you could potentially get the sack, get moved to a different team, and then all of a sudden someone else fits your spot. Like for me, Lance Stroll is out, and I'm not sure who else is out in this career mode, but whoever's out just fits my place, and that's that. But that's all I've got in my mind for more things to have in F1 2019 or in F1 2020, but most of this stuff is mainly for F1 2019 because we don't know when F1 2020 is going to come out, but it would just be nice to have it in F1 2019 for now so we can carry on how it is. I do like this game, don't get me wrong, you know, it is fun. I've been enjoying it, but when I've been watching many YouTubers throughout the years and that, it's just feeling like the same shit but different game. Like the same shit different day. It's just like that but with a game instead. So it would just be nice to have team radios, team suggestions where we can have like my mind just gone blank. Team suggestions like pitting this lap, or tell our teammate to push, you know, things like that. Like I've already spoken about, but mainly fix the helicopters, because I saw that in Aravid's video where the helicopter just vanished, and it looks like aliens just abducted it or something. But yeah, drivers getting out their cars, fix the helicopters, red flags, more damage to the tyres, the higher percentage, more shine to the wheels, front wing damage when riding on bumpy areas of the track, different helmet designs for Lucas Weber, able to park up when we DNF instead of going to a grey screen, whether it's DNF due to mechanical issues or whether it's a crash in general. What else have I mentioned? Different celebrations for when we win races, going to PARC FERME on the podium. New dialogue for the engineer, realistic crashes, AI aggression tweaks a little, penalties for the AI for causing collisions, and team radios. But other than that, I've done all I can, ladies and gentlemen. So if any of you do watch this live stream back and you're like, okay, I do agree with most of them, not this one though, please let me know in the comment section down below. Don't be too nasty or, you know, like one person in my stream was. Like, I'm still learning on this game, you know. I'm trying to tweak the braking, because I've got it to hard or high, and that's like slow for me. I'm going slow around the corners. I'm losing progress to the AI in front, and the AI behind me is catching up. So I've put it to medium, and I'm trying to practice where to, you know, brake and turn and all that. Someone came into my live stream saying I'm shit, I need to go do a different thing, like a different hobby, I shouldn't be playing this game and that. But just be nice in the comment section, just be like, I don't agree with you with, let's just pick a random one out of here. AI aggression tweaks a little. Someone can say in the comment section, I don't agree with you on the AI tweaked a little, because I believe that it's just like realism. But I understand where you're coming from with them moving to the left, they're alongside you, but then they move to the right, causing you to crash out. That's understandable, but most of this stuff just needs to be put in the game. I know it could take hard work and that, but if the YouTubers can do it, if they can go into the coding for this game and they can just tweak just like that, then it'll be nice. Codemasters, be nice. But obviously, I know that once you do the coding and that, you need to test it, and then once it's all tested on the PC, on the PS4, on the Xbox, you're like, alright, we're happy, and then it could take a week, it could take 2 weeks, and then once done, the patch is out for the PC, then it goes PS4, then it goes Xbox. But it would just be nice to have these things in the game. I'm not saying all 14, but it would be nice to have them all, because you know the things that I've mentioned is the most important ones, and it would just be very nice to see a change to this game instead of just having the same shit, different game, same shit, different game all the time. And it's just going to get boring and boring and boring and boring, like the French GP in real life. Absolutely boring. But helmet designs for Lucas Weber, if you don't want to change that, that's fine, but it'd be nice to have a different helmet for him, because the one that he has, I don't feel like it's nice. It's just like you got a freaking like helmet design, you just planted patterns all over it. Oh, that'll do. But for Devon Butler, you've somewhat, you know, took your time, took your effort, and gave him that, you know, specialty, but not for Weber. But nonetheless, though, if any of you, ladies and gentlemen, have agreed with all 14, then please let me know in the comment section down below. But if you have enjoyed this live stream of me talking about more things to have in F1 2019 or in F1 2020, then please smash that like button. If you're new around here, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss the live stream that I do. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, it's been your boy Aiden, and I will see you all in the next live stream, which will be a Racing Point Road to Glory career mode. I will be doing Williams on my new channel, but I've still got things to sort out, and my friend, he's been busy possibly and not being able to do anything for me, but he's got all the software and all that to tweak the channel art stuff, to verify my channel and that. It's just real pain, you know, because when you want something done today, your friend's really busy, so it can't be done today, so it'll be done tomorrow. It's just crazy. But anyways, nonetheless, I will see you all in my Road to Glory career mode with Racing Point. But other than that, once again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next live stream shortly. Peace out, and hashtag stay safe, everyone.